let's jump right into this. Woo! It's been a little bit. All right, 3, 2, 1. We are back with another episode of All Things Radio. Bring your flowers. What's going on, everybody? J-Vibez hanging out with you. We are back with another episode. Now, my next special guest doesn't need an introduction, but god damn it, she's gonna get one. All right, you probably won one of her articles here in the Coastal Bend. She's written hundreds. You probably heard of her DJ named Crybaby. You probably seen her around the local city, supporting local everywhere she goes. She's fabulous. She's talented. She gets the word out. She's one of the most brilliant storytellers and writers that I've ever come to meet. At the one and only Miss Kylie Cooper with me in the building.
Oh my God, what an introduction.
Oh, thank you.
I need you to just follow me around and say that every time I enter.
Right? It's one of those things I'm starting to get recognized for, and I'm owning up to it. So, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
First things first, how's your day? What's up?
It's good. We're on deadline right now for our November issue, so I'm very tunnel visioned in that lane right now, but it's good. It was a busy day, but it was a good day.
Yeah, is it hard kind of remaining split focused? Because it's like, I'm seeing this deadline. I don't see anything past the deadline, anything beyond the deadline, but then you still have to do the normal day-to-day stuff. Is it kind of hard focusing on, I guess, that, but also the deadline?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of compartmentalizing things. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly living in the present, but also like 3 to 4 to 5 months and also even a year into the future.
Right.
So you really have to like compartmentalize what you're doing. And sometimes I look at the date and I'm like, oh, today, like we're still in October and my mind is fully in January 2023 right now. Ooh. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of tunnel visioning in on what you're doing and also remembering what the current day is. Right.
Now, for those who don't know, she is the editor-in-chief at the Bend magazine. So tell me a little bit about that position. How did you get into that? What is it like working in that department and industry? Talk to me.
Yeah, so I guess my origin story with the Bend, my senior year of college, I had about like a month left of school. I didn't have anything lined up, and I knew I wanted to work in print media. I knew I wanted to work for a magazine. I knew I wanted to stay in Texas, and so I was just kind of sending my stuff out to any and every publication in Texas I could think of. Wasn't hearing back from anyone, didn't have anything lined up. The clock was ticking.
Right, yeah.
And I emailed the Bend's owner and president, Jordan Regas, and I was really just looking for freelance work. And he was like, well, we're not really looking to fill our freelance team, but we have a managing editor position. And if you'd like to apply, feel free to do so.
Yeah.
So I came into town, I interviewed, and a couple weeks later, I got the job. I graduated on a Thursday. The following Monday, I moved back to Corpus and started my position at the Bend. And that was a little over 5 years ago. So I've kind of moved through a different variety of positions. I started as managing editor, then I moved into editorial director. And then at the start of this year, 2022, I moved into the editor-in-chief position.
Okay. Look at you climb the ladder of success. That's cool. I love hearing the origin stories of everybody's, interests and career and just goals. And it's just cool to hear yours. Yeah. Now, is this something you always knew you wanted to do? Did you always know you were going to be a writer?
I didn't always know I was going to be a writer or wanted to be. I was always good at writing. It's what I scored the best in. It's what I always felt naturally inclined to do, whether it be writing like in my diary as a little kid or just creative writing, outside of school for fun, or genuinely enjoying writing essays in school. My degree, the majority of the things I did for it was writing. And so it wasn't until college that it kind of clicked for me that I could make a living doing off of something I loved. And so I interned at a magazine in Bryan, Texas, kind of similar to the Bend. It was like a local lifestyle magazine in Bryan, and that was my first real taste of print media.
Right.
And I just fell in love, and I knew then, I was like, I don't want to do anything else. This is what I want to do.
Something you just explained kind of blew my mind. It's the first time I've ever heard it, really. As a kid, you loved writing. That is wild. Most kids like me, I didn't give two shits about writing. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, my mom actually found one of my, it was probably from second grade, a diary from second grade pretty recently, and she was sending pictures of it to me. And I mean, it's so funny I was spelling everything wrong. Like, obviously, I didn't even know what like grammar was, but like it was there. I know, I'm like editing my second grade diary, but it was there. Like, you could see it, just like the silly sentences I was forming and stuff. I don't know, it was always there. I think
that's so funny. That's cool that at least your mom noticed that too. But it's cool that you still remember that and you're able to reflect and be like, damn, I really was like meant to do this, or like I had a calling and a passion for this at such a young age.
And I've always loved people, and I mean, I'm a huge extrovert. I get my energy from people.
Yeah,
and
I get that.
My job is literally based around people. I wouldn't have a job if people weren't doing cool things to talk about. And so I think that plays into it too, of really enjoying seeing the people in our community thrive and being able to share their stories with other people. I mean, it's very, very people community centric.
Right, yeah.
And so I think that plays into it too, the natural innate talent that I had writing, but then also my love for people and those kind of combining into what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I share the same passion, because when I kind of got into the industry in my own sense, I started blogging and I was doing like one-on-one interviews with people, recording them through a phone and just simply like writing down key points, and then I was coming up with a story in my head and I would write a whole article on it, on local artists, local scenery, just from everybody, you know, all our talented friends, videographers, dancers, influencers, you know, choreographers, artists, you know, the business owners, the list goes on.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. I was like, man, I have a lot of friends that have cool and amazing stories, but like, I want to share their stories with the world. And I want other people to catch up on the vibe that is here, that's going on locally.
Yeah. And
I was like, well, how can I do that? And blogging was definitely in my mind at the moment the best way to do that. And I wanted to try and develop my own magazine too.
Dang, so, you should have.
I know. Hey, what's up? It can still happen. It's just one of those things
to where,
too late.
Like, it's never too late.
Exactly. But it was just, I was a one-man band, you know, and it was kind of like, okay, this is a lot for my own.
It takes a village.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes a big village.
Now, do you know how many articles you've written like so far since you've been doing what you do?
Oh gosh.
Right?
No way.
Right? It's kind of a lot,
it's a
right?
Lot, yeah. I mean, it's been like about 5.5 years. And I mean, I'm writing on a weekly basis. So, I mean, a lot.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. I did my own little crunch number on the Ben's webpage and kind of narrowed it down.
Okay.
You've written about 362 articles, which I find it funny that it's 361. You literally just wrote like one article past that like a couple weeks ago.
Dang it.
And I was like,
I'm gonna pull it off the site so I can have, and then I'll never write anything again.
That's it. And then you retire.
Yeah.
And then that's how we end the chapter. Yeah, but I thought that was so cool.
Anytime soon.
I was like, 362 articles. Like, that is insane.
That is insane. I've never even like thought to count. That's
right.
Cool.
That's what, you know. It took a little math. It was all right. You know, I wasn't good with the writing, but you know, math, I can crunch some numbers. All right. But something that kind of would like trip me out was like, you've written so many stories. Do you have a particular favorite or one that like stood out that you're like, damn, I love this piece that I wrote?
I don't know if it's just like what is so fresh, because it's so fresh on my mind. We just put out our women's issue. The October issue is our annual women's issue where we honor 7 different women in the community doing pretty incredible things. So I think every year that's one of my favorites. It's an annual issue, so I'm a part of it in some way, shape, or form every year, but I didn't write it last year. I took last year off of it, and then I co-wrote it with our senior writer, Kirby Konda, this year. And I think, again, it could just be because that's what's so fresh in my mind, but the group of women that we have this year in the October issue, not to plug, but go check it out. It's, it's on thevibez.com. But it's just a phenomenal group of women, and it's you know, a really diverse and eclectic group of women who are all doing very different things, but all have very, very meaningful stories and impacts in our city and our community, and even like on a national and international level. I mean, some of these women that we featured this year are, I mean, literally getting like bills passed, like, you know.
They're doing some real things out here.
So I don't know. I feel like that the women's issue in general is probably my favorite to write every year, just because you're having conversations with people that I really look up to, that, and I guess this is kind of one of my favorite parts of my job in general, is that I'm having conversations with complete strangers, really, but the nature of the conversation is so far past surface level that, I mean, you're getting to know people's vulnerabilities, you're getting to know what inspires people, you're getting to know like gets people out of bed in the morning or what keeps them up at night. And those aren't conversations that you're always having with complete strangers.
Agree.
So to be able to have those kind of conversations with these women is just a really impactful thing that you take something away from each one of them.
Especially while talking about certain topics that you are both, literally into, as where to talking to a complete stranger, you're more or less having small talk and just random things to keep the conversation from being awkward.
Right.
And so it's definitely one of those things to where like you can meet a stranger, but it's like if y'all have a common interest or common, things just to talk about, you can go on and on.
Right.
And then a relationship can literally be born spontaneously through the conversation.
And you stay connected with these people. I mean, I'm sure you relate to this on like a level too of you make connections with these people, they become friends, they become, they're not just strangers in a crowd. And so when you see them out, you can say hello and not just talk about the weather, but talk about like something more meaningful. You can call on them when you need something. It's, a network of people that you really connect with in a special way.
Yeah.
And whenever you're interviewing someone about something, chances are you're interviewing them because they're doing something they're passionate about, right? So when you talk to people about things they're passionate about, you see them come alive in a very different way, and you see a light come in their eyes. You see their body language changes.
I'm seeing it right now.
So it's really cool to be able to like have that many conversations with people that are so passionate about what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
That was like a really like...
Yeah. So little birdie told me that you got your bachelor's for science.
No, I got it. Well, yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. That sounds like I'm like a scientist, I guess. And so I was like, no. Yeah, I have a Bachelor of Science in Media Studies.
Okay.
So it's a branch of communications, but like broadly looking at the entire landscape of media, from radio to television to print to social media, the entire media
That's
landscape.
definitely a way better description than what I read. I was definitely like, yo, she got a bachelor in science? Like, what? But she's an editor? I was like, I need to know the story.
No, yeah. So yeah, a Bachelor of Science in Media Studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes it a whole lot more better.
With, for some reason, a very random minor in traditional art. Which, anybody that knows me knows I can't paint or draw or like do anything of that nature.
Hey,
so.
It's okay. There's been times, so I feel like I'm horrible at drawing. I'm a horrible artist, but that's my own personal opinion, blah, 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 etc. Whatever. Anyways, make a long story short, I was hanging around with Israel, and like 3 other friends. I think what's her name was definitely one. Katie. And we were all drawing one night, and they were like, yo, just pick up a pen and like just let your hand free roam. I didn't know what I was doing, so I kind of literally just like went everywhere. And I just started drawing lines and squiggles and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I was like, whatever, I drew this. And then they're like, oh, dude, that's an amazing like heart you drew. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I like turned it upside down, and it was literally like a weird heart design. And I like blew my mind because I was like,
put it on a shirt, put it on a sticker.
Hey, I wish I still had that painting. It's okay, it's whatever. Anyway, so you're a big fan of The Bachelor.
I'm a huge fan of The Bachelor.
Yeah, y'all have a bunch of game nights that I'm never invited to. But
yeah, she'll be invited to the next one.
No, I don't want the pity invite. So
no, the Cooper household is open to everyone.
What's this Azul game I hear about?
Oh my God,
Can you talk to me about that? What's up?
Okay, Azul is a game that my dear friend Haley introduced to me and our friend group. I don't even know. How do you describe Azul? It's like...
Got me? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's like it's kind of a puzzle, I guess, sort of, and you're trying to strategize taking tiles and like forming lines to then move you have to like complete a row to move a tile into another place, and like...
It's a most points wins.
Yeah, it's a most points. You're trying to rack up the most points that you can, and you get points by like stacking tiles onto this little like... It's really pretty to look at too, right. So that's fun.
I'm putting a description of how to play this game in the video. Don't worry. And, and everything.
I'm sure there's a YouTube tutorial you can link.
Yeah, no, but apparently, I don't know, all my friends recently are playing this game that I don't know about, and I'm like, yo,
it's so fun. The thing is that it's only you can only up to 4 players can play, and so it's an intimate thing.
Okay, I'm glad you confirmed that, because Ambrose told me that, and I was like, dude, just hates me.
No, only up to 4 people can play.
Okay.
I recently played, Carlos and I played a one-on-one game recently for the first time, and that was really fun. I'd never played just like 1v1 before, and that was cool.
Was it very like, intimate and very like, yo, what's up?
I wouldn't say intimate. I would say it was like intense.
Yeah.
I didn't win. I lost, but it's fine.
It's all right.
typically lose in our friend group of
You'll
games.
get your revenge. It's okay. Yeah. There's no way. We're holding the crown these days. Okay. So I've covered a lot of the things I pretty much want to talk to you about. Okay. But one thing that has been on my mind ever since I witnessed it, Josh's retirement party, DJ Crybaby. Let's talk about it. How did the name come about? How does it feel going into DJing?
Yeah.
And what's it been like? What's up with the journey?
It's really cool. I feel like even calling myself a DJ is like doing other DJs a disservice because, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not a real DJ, but like, I don't know, I haven't been doing it for very long, so I don't want to like discredit people who have like devoted their whole like lives to this
DJ Crybaby.
But I mean, you know, I'm married to a record store owner, I'm married to a vinyl DJ, and I'm surrounded by vinyl all the time. And it's something I never really thought about doing. I think I viewed it as like, that's Carlos's thing, and I don't want to like ever take Carlos's thing, you know? And it really happened because this is very like Aries fire sign of me.
Same. I'm an Aries too.
Really? You are?
Yes. Oh, now I get it now.
Wait, that really makes sense.
Yeah.
But a good friend of ours, a good friend of the shop, he's an incredible DJ, Renee Sandoval. He was talking to Carlos one day and was like, yo, like, has Kylie ever DJ'd? Is it something she's ever thought about doing? And Carlos was like, I don't know, like she's never really mentioned it. I don't think so. And Carlos told me that, and I was immediately like, well, I can DJ. Like,
what's up?
Yeah, like let me try. And so when the shop moved downtown in like late March of this year, you know, Carlos was really intentional about building out the DJ booth and making that a very intentional part of the shop's design. And so it's just super accessible. It's just there, and it's way easy to just like hop behind the counter and start messing with things. And so. Yeah, we just started having like late night hangs at the shop in its early days when it first started opening, and friends would come out and we would just like hang out and I would start playing things. And I think it was Hybrid's soft opening. We invited people to come out and hang out and see the shop for the first time. And then I just like hopped behind the tables and started spinning stuff. And Carlos like yelled out at one point, like DJ Crybaby in his DJ voice.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm a super emotional person. I cry all the time. Anyone who knows me knows that. And so it fit. And so,
shout out Carlos Cooper.
Shout out Carlos Cooper, the man, the myth, the legend. So yeah, that was like end of March, early April, and then I was supposed to play my first set for Record Store Day in the grand like opening of that, but I got super sick. I couldn't go. Literally like bawled my eyes out on the couch. I was like, oh my god, this is DJ. I had been planning like my set like meticulously, like writing it down in order, like writing like on sticky notes, like
you were committed.
What side, what track I was going to play for every single record. Like I was over analyzing it to a T. So that didn't happen, and so then Josh's retirement party
you were like, it's my time to shine, baby.
I was like, let's go, like this is my time. So yeah, I played like almost a 2-hour set that night, and that was my first time really getting that itch, right? And seeing how, I mean, I always knew this because like music sets the tone, right? But like a DJ has such a huge responsibility in like
tell me about
a club or a party or you know anything like where there's a DJ, like you are in charge of the tone and the vibe of the room. And so that was my first time really experiencing that.
Were you nervous?
Oh heck yeah, I was so nervous.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I was so like I have to focus on one thing at a time, and so people were like coming behind the booth to try to like hang out and talk
just
and stuff.
anxiety.
And I'm like, no, like you don't understand. Like I have to be watching as this record is spinning to like make sure that the next one's going, and like I need to put the needle like right on the right track.
If I skip a line, that's it.
We're DJing vinyl, so like if you like put the needle like on the wrong part of the record, you're gonna like mess up the song and mess up the tone and mess up the vibe. So
then everyone's laughing at me, and then I'm that girl. No one wants to be that girl.
But I mean, that didn't happen, and it seemed like everyone was having a good time. Everyone was dancing, and so that was ever since then. I've just like I want to keep going.
Yeah. Like, so your overall first experience, how was it? What's up? 1 out of 10.
Oh, like 13.
Oh God, that's what I love to hear.
I hope everyone that was there that feels that way.
No,
but that's how I feel. You were there.
Yeah, everyone caught a vibe. Yeah, everyone was catching a vibe. I loved it too. And then even like Carlos shouting on the mic like DJ Crybaby, it fit. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was.
I need to work up I don't have like my DJ voice yet, so I need to I need to work that up. Like who am I as a DJ? Like what is my voice as a DJ?
You're fucking DJ Crybaby. So, you should like paint on with makeup tears. and then like that's your gimmick.
Like glitter tears.
Yeah, and you're just like, you walk around just hard as fuck, and you're like, what's up?
That would actually be okay.
A little flannel.
Next gig,
you know.
We're hoping to. I know we're trying to maybe plan some type of dance night at the shop in November? Question mark. And then, if not for sure, I think we're looking at possibly doing something at the NASA in December that Renee Sandoval would be putting together. So hopefully I'm involved in one or both of those things, and I will have glitter tears. And you'll know that. Yeah, you'll know that's because of you.
I better get full credit in the description.
Yeah, you will.
God damn it, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, one more thing before I let you go. How does it feel to have Hybrid Records in your life?
Oh, how does it feel to have Hybrid Records in my life? It means everything. Even before Carlos and I were dating and then ultimately got married, Hybrid was a safe space for me. I think that's what it provides to everybody who steps foot in there, whether it was at the Alameda store or now, downtown on People's Street. When I moved back to Corpus in 2017 from school, I mean, I was born and raised here, but moving back, being an adult here is a very different experience.
Oh, completely.
And so I spent like all of my free time outside of work, like hanging out at Hybrid or at Eleanor's, the coffee shop next door, just like bouncing back and forth between the two. And it was just a safe space. And I still feel that way today, even though like obviously it's a safe space for me because my husband owns it. But I think that that's one of the things that's really special about it is that it's so much more than a record store. It's a community. It's a mindset. It's a safe space for a lot of people. And so it means everything to me. And it's something that someone who means the world to me really cares about and pours his like entire heart into. So that fact alone like makes it, really, really special.
Did y'all hear what she said? Can we run that back? She said it's more than a record store. It's a community. Let's go. We need that on t-shirts. God damn. All right. I'm going to let you go. Don't worry. I know you got places to be, things to do, food to eat and things like that. One question I got to, before I wrap this up.
Yeah.
What's your favorite album?
Okay. Oh, that's a hard question.
If you we're going to be here all night then. What's up?
My gut instinct is to say Power, Corruption, and Lies by New Order.
Ooh, why?
Best side one, track one of all time. Age of Consent is like my favorite song of all time. And I'm just a sucker for like 80s synth pop. And I think that New Order is like the best representation of that, and that really kind of like encapsulates my vibe as a DJ. I feel that's another thing I'm like kind of figuring out, like what's my vibe, what's my genre, what am I playing, and thinking about that like when I'm digging and stuff for sets. And so I'm gonna say Power, Corruption, and Lies by New Order.
Hey, you heard it here, folks. Let's go. Kylie Cooper in the building of All Things Radio, Planet 102.3. Bring your flowers. Kylie, can you tell everybody where they can follow you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me pretty much on any social media platform. Search Kylie Cooper, you'll find me. And definitely follow The Bend everywhere. Search The Bend Magazine, you'll find it. TheBendMag.com, at The Bend Mag on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Kylie Cooper in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Planet 102.3 of All Things Radio. Bring your flowers. My name is vibez. Everybody, thank y'all so much for tuning on in. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, and share this. Check out Kylie and follow all her social media platforms. Definitely read The Bend Magazine for the latest articles and updates. Kylie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I'm a huge fan of everything you guys are doing with this show. And I love everyone that puts it together. So I'm happy to be here.
We love you and thank you for being here. That's no one for the books, baby. We out. Sheesh.